Have you ever wanted to discover what's missing in your life? Metaphysics is available to all and is part of your life even if you don't know it. Welcome to Metaphysics, a view through the veil with Barb Crowley. Together we'll explore the mysteries behind metaphysics and how to use it to have a deeper understanding and advantage in life. And now here's your host, Barb Crowley.
Hi, this is Barb Crowley, and welcome to Metaphysics, A View Through the Veil. Today we're talking to Dr. Paul Hubbert, PhD. He is a multidimensional sound master and the founder of the Institute for Holographic Sound and Inner Balance. With a PhD in psychology and a master's degrees in business administrations and religion, Paul integrates his expertise in all of these modalities. And we are bringing him the show now to find out what is the end result of that integration. Thanks so much for being on the show. I've really enjoyed listening to your performances, which I have done. And I'm so glad you'll come and talk about the vibrational healing that comes from the sound
Barb.
healing.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm thrilled to have you. So let me ask you, how did you get from, business administration and religion? Talk about opposite sides of the spectrum right there. And then to go in, become a psychologist, you're more in the scientific part, but then you integrate into sound healing and the vibrational harmonics. And like you are definitely two sides of a whole here. So how did this all happen?
Well, I'm a Libra.
Mm-hmm. So tell everybody what a Libra is, because not everybody is astrology.
It's about balance.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of interesting because I have this characteristic in that if someone brings up a side of a subject, even though I might agree with their side,
Mm-hmm.
I will go to the other side and kind of be the devil's advocate.
Well, you're not fun to be around.
Actually, it is fun.
Yeah, for you.
For me.
Yeah. So you will actually it's almost like a curiosity. Okay, let me take the opposite and explain to me why you're where you are.
Right. And it helps me to understand why I'm where I'm at.
Right. But do you know at that point where you are? You're just exploring. It's just a knee jerk. I say black, you say white.
Well, not quite. I know where I lean.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be solidly convinced in my idea, but
Mm-hmm.
I know where I'm leaning to, and then we just go from there. And it's not like I'm adversarial with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, it's more of a curiosity.
Curiosity, yeah.
Yeah.
So you went. Did you bring the harmonic into when you were doing business administration, religion, or did you go through all of your schooling in the modalities, the mainstream modalities, and then go over to the
metaphysical stuff,
the more woo-woo?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I prefer not being classified as woo-woo.
Yeah. I use it because it's so inclusive.
Yeah, I hear you, and it's not offensive. It's just
For some
but
reason, I've only started to use that in the last month, and I don't know why. Isn't
yeah,
that weird? Yeah,
it is weird.
I know why suddenly I picked that up. Yeah, I know. So we'll
So
go along.
yeah, I've always been a lover of music,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always had a curiosity around the unseen.
Yeah.
And that came in, I think, actually when I was a kid with my mom,
Mm-hmm.
where I initially was brought up, fairly religious Christian religion as a Episcopal,
Mm-hmm.
and went to an Episcopal school when I was younger. And then, still in early years, I stopped going there, and we started going to this really open church, a spiritualist church, and which was really trippy because
How old were you then?
I was about 8 or 9.
So why did your parents suddenly make that move? Because that's a big jump there too.
It is
Are
a
they
big jump.
all Libras? Is everybody Libra?
No, my mom and dad divorced when I was 7 or 8,
Oh, okay.
and my mom was a Capricorn, so she was pretty grounded. Although she was an opera singer
Ah,
and
yeah.
a professional in that respect.
So you had
And
music in your childhood.
I had music all around.
Yeah.
And although when my mom and dad divorced, my mom had to go get a regular job, and she had no idea what she was doing. I mean,
Right.
she'd never really worked before in a regular profession.
Yeah.
So she was pretty frantic, but nonetheless, we started having seances at our house.
Wow. Wow.
And so it was pretty trippy. And I never joined in. I always watched, though. I observed, and stuff happened.
So why
know?
did she make that big a change? Do you have any idea?
No
She
idea.
had to have leanings that way before.
Well, maybe so. And I think
Yeah.
she was just searching.
Yeah.
She was just trying to find her way. And that was part of it.
Yeah.
And for her, later in life, much later in life, she started going back. While she still remained metaphysical, she started going back to the Episcopal Church.
She did. Do you know why that is?
No, I think it was
Yeah.
just a grounding aspect for her.
What she
And
knew too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it was for her, it was even sort of a balance. And now for me, I have always loved music, all kinds,
Yeah.
from her operatic stuff to rock and roll. I mean, I love classic rock, and but I also love I love certain aspects of opera as well.
Yeah.
And now through the 80s, I continue to, I started getting more into my own ideas of metaphysical stuff, even though I was very entrenched in counseling work. And, I owned regular businesses at the time, which were a mess.
What are regular businesses though?
Well, even though I was in counseling and doing counseling work, and my main counseling work was to do with adolescents, young adults, and families, and primarily around addiction.
Wow. Yeah.
And because of my own addiction, and so,
What is your addiction?
well, it was drugs and alcohol.
Nothing
And
specific, huh?
well, I can get really specific if you want.
Well, a little bit more, because I look back, I'm a child of the 60s,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
drugs and
yeah.
alcohol was everywhere, and that was the norm. I
It
never
was the
called it
norm.
an addiction because it was the norm.
It was the norm until it wasn't for me.
Oh,
It
okay,
was
yeah.
the norm, and I had a
Then
great
it,
time
oh, I loved it, yeah.
for years until I got involved in hard drugs.
Oh, okay.
And I was into heroin and cocaine.
See, my thing was heroin. I would not cross that line because
Yeah.
I thought it was so good. People traded everything for it, so I could never go there.
Well,
So
and
it probably saved me.
yeah, but that was my line too.
And then you
But
crossed it, huh?
that I crossed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at 24, I got clean and sober
Oh,
because
congratulations.
it
Yeah.
was either that or die.
Oh, it was
I
that
mean,
bad, huh?
it was
Yeah.
bad. It
Yeah.
was bad. And it's funny because in the 90s, around mid 90s, I've had my astrological chart done many times.
Hmm.
But in the mid 90s, this particular woman who I'd never met her before other than I knew her through friends.
Hmm.
And she did my chart and she was reading it, going over it with me. And she said, it's interesting because back when you were 24, the way everything lined up at that time, normally it happens when people are old and they die.
Oh, wow.
And she said, at that point, you had a choice. I get chills just talking about
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
it's like you could have gone at that time and it would have been okay. But you made a choice to stay and keep going.
Mhm.
And that was a trip for me.
Yeah. And where you said you would have been okay, my mind immediately went to your mother and not for
Yeah,
them, not for them.
right.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mom, she was a classic codependent.
Mm.
And God love her, she would have done anything within her power if she thought that it would help me.
Right.
Even if it wasn't helpful, if
Right.
she thought it was helpful, she was going to do it.
Don't you think every mother,
I
watching
think
their kid in that situation would do and give anything?
I think so, but sometimes it's contrary to what is most helpful.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't say it was good
Yeah, yeah,
or it was enlightened, but it's desperate. It's
right,
desperate usually.
right.
Yeah.
And nonetheless, I love her to death, and I love her for everything she tried to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And maybe that death was not physical death. Maybe it
well,
was the
it
death of the
definitely,
old and then the start of the new, like two
yeah,
lives.
and it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
It was definitely in that respect, absolutely, it was a death of my old life because my life really changed at that point. I mean, every friend or acquaintance to do with drugs, I never saw them again. I had to completely cut everything to be able to shift my life.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Well, that's the thing, especially as a 24-year-old,
Yeah.
your whole social life, everything, you have
And
to walk away.
I did. And
Yeah. That's a hard thing.
I had been in treatment programs 3 times at that point,
Wow.
you
Yeah.
know, already. And I I had this, my dad was an alcoholic
Hmm.
and never got sober. He
Yeah.
went to AA for 35 years, but he never
He
stopped.
drank all the way through it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
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 He
Yeah.
would get about 90 days sober and then he would drink.
Right. I was a bartender next door to AA meetings.
Yeah.
I'd see them all coming in
Yeah.
after the AA
I was a
meeting.
bartender too in
Yeah.
Dallas, by the
Yeah.
way.
Hmm. I was
Um,
in Jersey.
where you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up in Dallas.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
The only thing I know about Dallas is everybody used to get dressed up to go to the mall. And I don't even know if that's true anymore. I'm going back like 40 years and it's like, wow.
I think that was a certain class of Dallasites.
It was it? Yeah, yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
knew.
I wasn't one of them.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that's a hard life.
I know,
Yeah.
just to think, having to,
Yeah,
you
to go to
know,
the
to
mall and you've
to
got
get
to
all dressed
get your
up
bling
just to
out.
go to the
Yeah,
mall. It's
I
like, oh
know.
man. Now that
Yeah.
would be my mom. My mom would
Oh,
fit
was
into
it?
that.
Yeah,
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 but not me.
yeah.
I was, you know,
You were on the
jeans,
drug
cowboy boots, and
on the
yeah,
drug scene.
I was
Yeah,
long
yeah.
hair and the whole 9 yards.
So that decision that you made at that point, was that a willpower? Like I quit smoking and people will say to me, "Oh my God, I never thought you had that willpower or that took willpower." No, a switch went off real deep. And,
Yeah.
some of it was willpower, but if that switch hadn't gone off, it wouldn't have happened, you
Yeah.
know?
No, it wasn't willpower for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was saying about being in the treatment programs. I thought that if you stop drinking and using, that life was over.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna
Everything
do?
got dull. Yeah.
Yeah, how are you gonna have fun if you're not, drinking or doing something,
Right. Right. So
And
what did you go into when you came out, the time that it actually worked? What
I
did you,
found
yeah,
I
what
f-
did you
I
replace
found a
it with?
program that it was a 12-step based program for young people, for teenagers, for adolescents, for young people. And
You found it or you ran it?
actually, my mom found it.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, I
Yeah.
went through it.
I didn't know if you were going to be as a psychologist, you were doing it or
I
you were,
eventually I was. They
yeah.
hired me. They hired me early on as a counselor, and then they put me through school. They put me through my
Oh, they
initial
did.
training. Yeah,
Wow.
I
Wow.
was their token heroin addict. They got sober.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're the one success, huh? We
Yeah,
got
so
an
they
success over here.
yeah,
Success. Ah.
success.
Thank you.
And so they kind of coddled me, they kind of took care of me, and helped me through, but it wasn't easy. They
Right.
showed me how to have fun being clean and sober,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I absolutely didn't know how. I mean, I was really shy when I was a kid. And
Yeah.
drinking and smoking pot, not really smoking pot. The drinking part kind of helped me get out of my shell a little
I
bit.
think that was a lot, that was true for a lot of us,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it
but
made us very social and we thought
exactly.
charismatic.
Yeah, yeah.
We were just drunk.
Until we were right, until we
Yeah.
were under the table, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. And then with people who were also under the table.
exactly, yeah, our
Yeah.
friends.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I know. I know. So you replaced it with this program.
I
You
did.
replaced your addictions really
Yeah,
with these programs and helping other people.
exactly,
Yeah. So when
exactly.
you counseled people, what did you have them replace it with?
With the same,
Helping
with
people.
helping people with the program with the 12 steps. So the 12 steps are a method of moving through and dealing with the wreckage of the past,
Yeah.
and connecting with what is referred to as a higher power, God. A God as you understand God, not a religious God, unless you happen to choose that,
Right.
but whatever worked for you, whatever like God, the acronym, good orderly direction.
Oh, wow. I've never
So
heard that. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
And after a few years, I actually became the director of that program in Dallas. And later, I left, and with a small group of people of this program, and we went out and started the same program in Los Angeles.
So you
And
moved at that
I
point.
moved,
Yeah.
worked with people like Carol Burnett,
Oh, wow.
Tim Conway, and they were supporters. They helped us financially
Investors.
because
Yeah.
because we were a nonprofit, and really developed the program in LA. And then I actually came back to Dallas. I left the working with the program for a period of time, and I started a regular business, a video business, doing video
Again, another
sales.
weird jump.
I know.
Yeah.
Video business, doing video sales, video editing, and this was back in the VHS days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
I have
I did
no
that.
idea how that would work.
Well, it was
Was it a cut and spice and spliced together?
it was
No. Was
yeah
it? Oh
yeah
my
yeah
God.
yeah
I don't know how you could do that.
yep.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
And I did that for a few years, and then the big guys came in, and we were a small company, and that was
Gone.
that.
Yeah.
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 But I learned a lot about business at that point. And also at that point, I went back to Los Angeles and began, back into the treatment work. And that's when I got and went deeper and deeper into the psychology aspect of my work.
Yeah.
And
Well, you ended up with a PhD.
I
I mean, you
did.
went deep.
I did. I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And truthfully, I didn't go for the PhD because of how much I was going to learn around that. I went because of it was such an acceptable aspect of work. And for the credential.
Yeah. For the creds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the credits.
Yeah.
Because it helped me with mainstream society.
Right.
And being connected there, and it helped in bridging mainstream society with the metaphysical.
Yeah. It gave you a stature.
Yes.
Right.
And
So woo woo doesn't work.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And in 1991, I got a message from Spirit. And the message was, if you don't start using your voice, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. And I thought, well, this is just great. It terrified me because it wasn't
But
about
what does
speaking.
it mean when, what did that mean?
Well, see, here's the thing. Through the work and the company that I worked with through the 80s, we
And
did
you were
trainings.
you were doing psychology.
Right.
The video
We-
thing was over and you were back with psychology
Yeah.
in the addiction and family.
Aspect, right. I was a trainer. I did trainings with the National Basketball Association, Palm Springs School District, other school districts, with the LAPD.
So you actually stepped back and became more of an instructor and an administrator, really.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually at one point, I was the director of counseling services for 7 hospitals in Southern California.
I'm surprised I didn't put you right back into addiction.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But see, the good news was I was a supervisor. I oversaw others in their in that arena.
In their work, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then you design programs, I assume, at that
Oh,
level.
yes.
You're designing programs and
Yeah.
and then having others actually follow through with
Implement.
them. Implement.
Correct.
I'm having trouble with words today. I'm not sure.
It's okay.
About.
I'm helping you out there.
I appreciate that. The vibration might be off. Yeah. Good. Thanks for the help because I'm needing
Yeah.
it today.
No worries.
Good, good, good. So then how did you get into any metaphysics from that part
Well,
of the mental?
see,
That's so mental at that point.
But I was always on the fringe. And I was really never orthodox in my approaches.
Oh, okay.
And again, back in 91, when I got that message from Spirit, I knew it was about vocalizing. And at first I thought it was about singing.
And
So-
do you ever sing?
Oh, I love to sing
Are you any good?
now.
Are you
Yeah,
any
I
good?
think
Oh,
I'm good.
Well, your mother had a talent. You could have
It was
easily-
in
yeah.
the genes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was in the DNA.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
And so I got a teacher, a friend of mine who was also, I'd just gone through a divorce. And this friend of mine was also one of my ex-wife's other ex-husband.
Oh, this is getting good.
Yeah. So
I
he
might
was
need an org chart.
he was my first vocal teacher.
Wow.
And so he helped me get through my fear. And the deal was, I was doing some counseling work with him, and he was doing some vocal work with me. And so he helped me move through that initial fear. And then a little shortly down the road, I went and I found a professional teacher just to help further,
for the next
that
steps.
work. Yeah. And because I was truly terrified of vocalizing, of singing in front of others.
Just shy, just straight out
Yeah,
totally.
totally. When it came to that,
Yeah.
speaking again was a completely different thing. Vocalizing, that was it was
Terrifying. Yeah.
And at first, see, my teacher would he would take myself and his other students out to sing karaoke.
That was a good idea. That was a nice, cheap
because
way
it
of
would,
doing it. Yeah.
it would get us out in front of people to move through that fear.
And nobody's expecting you to be good.
Exactly. And so, and I couldn't even initially get up on stage and sing.
Wow.
He would get up with me and we would sing a song together.
Wow. Yeah, you were shy.
I was. I mean, it was tough. And then I decided I had to take a leap, and I went to a place by myself, actually with a friend, and it took me a few hours. The place was almost about to close, and I decided, okay, I got to do this, and I got up and sang a song, and then I went back and I sang another. In fact, I sang the same song again.
Yeah.
And then I started to like it.
Oh, good.
And I got addicted to singing karaoke.
Oh, good. And he's back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I realized in short time, it wasn't really about singing. It was about using sound, using the voice and using sound for purposes of healing the body.
Let me back up a little bit. That in 92, when your guides or you got a hit saying you have to use your voice, had you used your voice at that point? Had you been singing at all, or did that start you?
It pretty much started me.
Okay. I just wanted to connect those two because, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. It pretty much was the start. And so
singing is so healing, and I can't carry a tune, but God blessed me with being tone deaf. But I can even feel it in my own body, how healing it is.
The truth is, there's no such thing as tone deafness.
Oh, don't tell me that. I need it.
No, it's true. It's true. It's just not listening to what it is you're trying to recreate.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear a song, when you hear a song on the radio, and a song you like, want to sing along with it.
Yeah,
it's great, but truly you're singing your version of that song, not what's really being played. And so if you go back and study that song and really hear the notes, the tones, the sounds that they're making.
Yeah.
Then you can reproduce them.
Anybody can?
Anybody can.
Wow.
Anybody can.
Huh.
It just takes practice. That's all.
If I had any nerve at all, I'd sing for you right now and say to you, and I'm telling you, I love to sing, but my mother would sing in church and people would turn around to look to see who that was. It was that bad. And we're all like that. Yeah. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's okay. Safe.
just keep singing.
Well, I do. I love to
regardless.
Sing. Yeah, because it feels great. It just feels great.
Yeah.
So anyway, now you're into karaoke, and you're up there and you're doing it. And how'd you get to the vibrational level?
Well, I had a personal experience, and this was early on. A personal experience where I used to practice singing, vocalizing and doing my practices with my voice in the shower. It's a great place to practice.
It is. Great acoustics, right?
Yeah, exactly. And was going through a period of time where I wasn't sleeping well, kind of anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through my practice, and I started just toning, just toning the melody of a particular song, a particular song that I really like.
Okay, what does that mean, toning the melody?
It's
Like
the song. You ever
humming
hear?
almost, getting that pitch?
Well,
Or is it something
more
different?
than humming, it's actually vocalizing, just not doing the words.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started out with the melody of this song, and all of a sudden it just took free form. And the melody just started going wherever it wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I just continued to do that for a few days,
Yeah.
or at least after a few days of doing that, I realized my anxiety was gone.
Hmm.
And I was singing. I mean, I was sleeping again.
Yeah.
And I knew it was like so clear to me that it was the sound, it was the music, the music without words
Mm-hmm.
that shifted something that caused the change.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that the work I was doing was um, it was about healing. It was about shifting the energy of the body physically and emotionally
Mm-hmm.
to heal. And so then my path got clearer to me. While I still love to sing and still continued to do that, my focus was on how to use sound for healing. And around 1995, I was at a workshop, and the workshop was working with the Merkaba, the light body. And this woman who was a part of the workshop was leading everybody in a meditation, and she pulled out this, what I now know as a crystal bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and started playing it. And it sent me into la la land, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, it's like it took down blockages that weren't able to be taken down in any other way, or that I had discovered thus far.
Mm-hmm.
And so I heard this thing, and I thought, well, I have to have one of those. So I got one.
Which bowl was it?
Hers was an F bowl for the
Mm-hmm.
heart.
Okay. Yeah.
The first one I got, see, the interesting thing is back then,
Uh-huh.
they were hard to get. They weren't just like a dime a dozen
Mm-hmm.
now. And so I had to wait to get one, and I wanted an F, but I couldn't get it. So my first bowl was a C, a
Which is
root
okay.
chakra.
Okay. Thanks.
And I was disappointed because it's like I wanted an F.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Not good enough.
And so I played it, and it played okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then something dawned on me. It's like I have guides that I work with that I know
Mm-hmm.
you understand.
Yeah, I do. And
These
so does
guides
my
that
audience. Yeah.
are the unseen
Yeah.
guides, you know.
Yeah.
And
You're a
some of
rudder
them,
from the other side.
yeah.
Yeah.
And some are they're known as Hathors, and they're known as masters of sound and love. They're fifth
Okay.
dimensional beings, along with my main guide, who is Archangel Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
You have to tell me a little bit about this dimension too.
okay, I
Yeah,
will.
sorry. Go
I will.
ahead. Yeah, I had to jump in because I didn't want you to not come back to it. So go ahead, and then we'll come
So
back.
I received this message or this guidance around this crystal bowl that I had,
Mm-hmm.
and the guidance was you just need to embrace it and love it because you got precisely the
needed.
one that you needed.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, I can go with that. And so I did exactly that. And see, here's the crazy thing. The bowl started singing and playing like I had never heard it play before.
Wow. Once you almost gave it permission or gave
Once
yourself
it's like
permission. Yeah.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
like these bowls, these crystals, they have a personality, of their own. The
Yeah.
crystal is a living energy.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just playing some instrument. I mean, this is a living vibration that we're working with crystal bowls. So anyhow, at that point, it's like I have one. I think I need another,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and another at that
Uh-huh.
point,
Yeah.
and so things just grew. And of course, now I create my own. I
Mhm.
design my own crystal bowls and create them with
And you design
various.
them in what way? For
I
different sounds or
for
vibration
different
or?
sounds and for different frequencies that are instilled within the bowls based on other stones that I blend with quartz crystal.
Oh, wow. I
So
didn't
I'll
even know
blend.
that could be done. I honestly thought you could go out and you buy a ball like F or C or whatever,
Well, you
and that
can.
was it, but they were all the same, is what I'm saying. I thought they were all the same.
No, they're not
Apparently not.
anymore. Not anymore. And
Yeah.
what I do is I'll take and I blend various gemstones with the quartz crystal, and every different gemstone carries its own frequency, its own particular energy. So I'll blend things like sapphire and emerald and rose quartz and obsidian and moldavite, amethyst, and I'll blend these various stones with the quartz crystal. So that it gives the quartz, along with the quartz itself, it gives additional dimensions to the energy that's created from the bowl.
How do you match the bowl with the person? Or do you do that?
I really leave that to the person.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not for me to.
So they're not made, you know, let's say somebody comes to you and then you make that bowl for that person. You don't do that.
Not, no, not really. Usually a person has in mind what it is they're looking for. If
Hmm.
they say, well, I want to work with the heart, but I also want to strengthen my throat or clear any blockages in my throat.
Yeah.
And so they decide they want a bowl that's attuned to the heart.
Hmm.
So I'll work with that, but then and they want to do also have the energies of the throat, then I'll say, well, it would be good to blend sapphire
Hmm.
with your heart bowl. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll do rose quartz or morganite and then blend sapphire with the quartz.
Hmm.
And so there'll be multiple stones blended with one quartz bowl.
So do you then make it for the person? I think I just asked that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I will. Yeah.
yeah. But do you also keep an inventory?
To keep a
So you
significant
do both.
inventory.
Yeah, you do
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have probably 350 bowls in
Wow.
inventory.
You know what? I just thought, without him even singing, the energy, the vibration of just being in a room with that many bowls, that could
It's
take you down.
or up.
Maybe, but either way, it's going too
Yeah,
far.
you're gonna go one way or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other. Well, and see, to top it off, I also blend 24 karat gold
Wow.
or platinum with a bowl. So that's also an option.
I have to ask, how do you do this? Do you bring it down to a dust? Or, how do you do that? Or do
Yeah,
you actually put the
essentially.
stone itself in?
The stone itself is brought to
Uh,
not a dust, but to a sand,
okay, yeah, yeah. And
to a
then blend it
sandy,
in.
and then
Yeah,
blend it in at
gotcha.
4,400 degrees.
Wow.
So it literally melds. Hence, the bowls are alchemical fusion bowls because
Hmm.
they alchemically fuse. The
Hmm.
stones alchemically fuse with the quartz crystal. So they're one. It's like it's again creating a sense of one. It's
Yeah.
not added after the fact or anything like that. It's literally fused with quartz.
Hmm. Baked right in.
baked right in.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So you have, as you said, you have stock too. So you have some already made up. How
I
did you
do.
come up with the formulas?
Of what I blend,
Yeah, of
I just,
what
I just,
stock really at this point?
and my guidance.
Okay.
You
So
know what I'm
intuitively, you know.
intuitively what I'm
Yeah.
guided to do, like maybe a root chakra bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'll blend some black obsidian with it, but I'll also blend maybe citrine.
Mm-hmm.
So it brings in an energy of the solar plexus.
Wow.
Or amethyst to bring in the energy of the third eye to expand your intuitive guidance, but yet at the same time keep you grounded.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I actually did think they were all the same,
Yeah.
other than, one's F, one's C, other
No,
than
there's
that, I didn't realize.
for mine, there's much more to it.
Yeah, sounds like.
Now, most commonly, you'll find, the Amazon version,
Mm-hmm.
which is okay. It's
Yeah.
just pure. It's just quartz crystal,
Mm-hmm.
and they're fine.
Right.
But there's so much more
They're not
that you
bringing the
can.
depth in that
They're
your
not,
bowl would
and
have.
right. And you play the two next to each other, and the resonance is clearly unmatched. You
Mm-hmm.
know, comparing a basic bowl to the alchemical fusion.
It doesn't matter whether the bowl is large or small.
Um, yeah, it matters. That's not quite the right word for it.
Mm-hmm.
It simply changes the resonance, the sound. A smaller bowl, say a small F in an 8-inch bowl versus a 10 or a 12. The
Right.
10 or a 12-inch bowl is going to be more same tone, same note, but it's going to be more resonant. In other words,
Stronger
more stronger, more
depth.
fulfilling, more depth of sound.
Yeah, yeah. And the depth in your body that you feel.
Yeah, because the vibration is stronger.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Yeah.
tone and where it will touch the body will be the same,
Mm-hmm.
but the depth of the touch can be changed from the size.
Can it happen that the bowl is too strong for the person? And is there any damage from that?
No, there's not. If a bowl is the strength is too much for someone, just soften up. Don't play it so intently or intensely.
So then it's also the tell me about playing it
Well, you
because
can
I've never been
ease.
able to really play the bowls.
Well, next time I see you, you'll have to come by
I will. I
and
definitely
check
will
it
because
out.
I've tried. I've spent time. And I've never really, even when I do get it, it's very short.
Yeah,
It doesn't go on,
we can fix that. We can
Good.
fix that.
Is that
That's
my vibration to the bowl that's
no,
happening or?
it's just simply technique.
Oh, okay, good.
It's
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 fixable.
technique. It's fixable. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What
Yeah.
about the metal bowls that are out there? I've tried to play them as well.
Metal bowls, most of the time they're harder to play.
Mm,
They don't
okay.
resonate nearly as well. They've been around forever, but so have the crystal bowls.
Hmm.
That's something that people don't realize. Crystal bowls existed actually back in Egypt and Atlantis.
Oh, really? Tell me
And
the history, because they just hit on the scene like 30 years ago, it
they
seems.
did.
Yeah, and then boom.
Mid 80s, they were
Hmm.
rediscovered in our timeline.
Hmm.
And where they originally came from in our timeline is the computer industry.
Oh, use it with crystals.
The
From Atlantis. Didn't Atlantis use crystals
They use,
for,
oh yeah,
yeah.
crystals and crystal bowls.
Oh, I didn't know about the
Sound
bowls.
was a
Yeah.
significant aspect in Atlantean time.
Hmm.
But in the mid 80s, and still to this day, the wafers, uh, that are created for computers, for phones, for your cell phone.
Okay, I don't know what wafers are.
Well, wafers are where they initially create the components. It's a man-made crystal, and then they slice the wafers to create the components for your television, for your cell phone, for our communication in all aspects.
I didn't realize that we actually had crystals in there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew about Atlantis and they had used crystals, but I didn't
Well,
know we were using them.
do you remember back, if you'll go back in history, not that far back, uh, the very first radio was a crystal radio. It had an actual raw crystal that picked up the frequency
Wow.
where you could, where you could hear sound over, over communication.
Over the air.
And
Kind of
back in my older brother, I had an older brother 10 years older than me. And when he was in school, and this was like elementary school, they made part of their projects, they would make a crystal radio and they could tune in like a radio station.
Wow. See, nobody in my family made a radio, crystal radio. So I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
To me, that's, it's just a mystery.
No, and
Yeah.
that's very new. Well, I say very new. This was he was 10 years older than me. He was back in the 40s is when he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
born. So in the 50s, when he was in school, they would make these crystal
Wow.
radios,
Yeah.
a project in school.
Yeah.
And so we haven't had this around very long.
No.
When you look at it, 70 years, 75 years, that's it. And today, one of the largest, originally in the 80s, one of the largest producers of crystal bowls was Westinghouse.
Wow.
And they still do this. These components are made inside crystal bowls in what they call a clean room. So it's pristine. And then they create the components out of these wafers, these man-made crystals. And so if anybody ever poo-poos you or anything about crystals are too woo-woo,
Yeah, yeah,
you just tell them, that TV you have, that cell phone you have
I
in
was
your
going to say
hand,
the phone. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you only knew, if it wasn't for these woo-woo crystals, you wouldn't even have that cell phone.
Wow. Wow.
And they were discovered, the crystal bowl was discovered because whenever they would use them, they would have to use them in the clean room. They would then have to dispose of them. And someone,
Why?
well, because they're used, and so they have to make another perfect
Because it's taken in a
one.
vibration?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
I was
know
thinking,
that,
I don't know if we want to go down that rabbit hole. I was just curious.
yeah, it's like once it was used, then they
Dispose of
discarded
it.
and
Yeah.
created a new one. And so the discard, someone discovered that if you went around the rim of it, it would play a tone.
Wow.
And and then different ones would play a different tone. And so then they started taking them and created a market.
Wow. But how do you know they were in Atlantis then? Then that's how
Because
they stumbled into the crystal bowls. But
because I was there
okay.
and I remember them.
Yeah.
I remember using them. I remember working with sound and crystals in that time. Now that's getting a little on the woo-woo side.
Well, we got the audience for it. We're good. We've got everything from woo-woo to scientists, engineers. So we're good. And some people will discount that. But then again, if you're already using crystals, it's not a far jump to go to a crystal ball and to the
No,
vibration of it. So the vibration, hearing is a vibration. So
yeah,
I'm getting the words. But so to make that leap to the vibration of sound in a bowl isn't a big leap, really. I
no,
mean,
it's
it's a
really not.
stumble for somebody to get there, but it's not a big leap.
Boy, I tell you. See, here's the thing. The crystal bowls, they're living energies.
Hmm.
Again, because crystal is alive, it's a living energy.
Hmm.
The human body, the voice, it's a living energy.
Yeah.
That's why the voice is so powerful, is because we're a living instrument. And
Hmm.
when you take and blend this body, this voice with as a living instrument with another living instrument that we know as a crystal bowl,
Hmm.
there's no stopping you, you know? I mean, you're creating an energy that's potentially heaven on earth with the vibration that you can potentially create. And with guidance on how to use that, I mean, I've had, I had in the work that I do now, and the specific method that I use in sound healing is known as holographic sound healing.
Hmm.
And that's multidimensional sound, and that's a blending of sacred geometry and sound. And the blend opens the sound up into its multidimensional form. So we're hitting every level of consciousness when we use the sound holographically or multidimensionally. And I have had many experiences in working with people and the shifts that they've experienced. One in particular, I was working with a woman in Vancouver, Canada,
Hmm.
had been diagnosed with 4 tumors in one of her breasts.
Wow.
And she had had x-rays done showing the tumors. A few days later, she had called me. We did a sound healing session, a holographic sound healing session. And then she went back a few days after that for ultrasound, and we had dissolved all 4 tumors
Wow.
with the holographic sound.
Yeah. Tell me now in more depth holographic.
Well, again, holographic sound is a blending of sound and geometry. And through the geometries,
And the
we're
geometry is a an energy making it a specific or an
it's a
energy
very
pointed
specific,
energy. Yeah.
yes, a laser pointed
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Very specific geometries that we utilize in opening the sound.
Hmm.
And see, truly holographic sound or multidimensional sound, that's truly the natural nature of sound. We just haven't been able to utilize it for thousands of years since the early days of Egypt.
Hmm.
We lost the ability to use sound holographically or multidimensionally because our vibration had dropped so low,
Oh my God.
or it was on
Well, I
the
know
it
we've
was
gotten very stupid, but
yeah,
I mean, like
but
losing that information, losing that kind of
but
technology,
our see, but the thing is that's just the way consciousness works.
Hmm.
That's the way the universe works. It's like we ebb and flow. It's like a pendulum,
Yeah.
and the pendulum was swinging in that downward motion, and which was natural. You probably know this. We work through like a 26,000 year cycle with like approximately 5,200 year increments in
Yeah.
that of five
Yeah.
increments over that time period. But we were on this downward swing through Egypt,
Hmm.
and while our vibration was still pretty high at that point, we were still dropping. And
Hmm.
then we went through what we know of as the Dark Ages,
Hmm.
where our vibration had really dropped.
Yeah.
And through that time period, and then we eventually began to rise again. And around 1999 or 2000, our vibration had risen to a point, a pivotal point, to where things began to shift for us once again. And the ability or the potential to use holographic sound, we had risen to that point to where we could bring it in again and open the sound up into its multidimensional nature, but using particular and specific techniques to be able to do that. And so there are multiple things that shifted around that time period, that 99 to 2000 time period. Our fifth dimensional vibrational energies began to awaken also, giving us a fifth dimensional chakra system that we could begin to tune into.
Oh, tell me about that.
Well, the fifth dimensional chakra system, being obviously a higher vibrational energy, also awarded us higher vibrational energies for each of our chakras. So
the old vibration, does that drop away? Here's what I'm asking. If I had a crystal ball from 30, 40 years ago, is it obsolete?
No,
is it too low?
No, absolutely not. No, the energy is the energy is the energy. So
and
no,
that was the other question I had. Do we all resonate to the same energies?
We all have the potential, but then it also there are things that weave into our experiences, because we've each come in to experience certain things in this lifetime. And some of those, it's like when a person comes in, let's say they come into a lifetime that's abusive. Now, we didn't clearly choose to be abused in a lifetime. But
sometimes I think maybe,
well,
that we chose to have these experiences.
We did choose, not so much to have the experiences, but to have the end result that transcending the experiences could provide us.
Right. Yeah.
And we chose these things before we came into this lifetime. And again, not to be abused, but to experience the transcendence of the experience. And sometimes that required being abused.
It's almost like your addiction gave you a foundation to deal with other people's addiction, and then to raise a vibration past that, to recognize it.
True. And not only the addiction, it gave me such an insight into the human condition that I would have never gotten in any other way.
Right. It had to be an experience. You had to know it from the gut.
From my
inside.
experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the universe is kind of has brought everything like that into my life. It's like, oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I'm certified in grief as a grief recovery counselor. And why did that happen? Because of all the grief that I experienced in my life.
Yeah.
And so I pursued that road to learn how to transcend the grieving aspects that I had experienced, all the way from death of a loved one. Like my dad died in 1976.
You were pretty young.
Yeah, I take that back. My dad died in 1979, and I was still pretty young. And that was my first really intense grieving experience.
Right.
And then I went on, I lost a business. I had to bankrupt a business. I had relationships. I've been married twice. I had to go through those losses, those grieving aspects. There's so many that have occurred. My mom died in 1997. My brother died in 1999. Another brother died in what was it, 2005? Or
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 2015. I mean, it's
And
like,
grief is an odd thing because it never goes away. It goes
well,
dormant, but the minute you have another grief, they all come back.
yeah, but here's the thing. They all come back unless you transcend that first grieving experience.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's the thing. It's not that you don't feel the grief of the current experience,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't drag all those others up along with it.
Hmm.
See, that's the thing. When you go through, effectively go through the grieving process and do particular aspects of moving through and transcending that, then you will continue to pull up those old grief
Yeah,
experiences.
it seemed like any grief would awake all grief, you
But
know.
yes, it will, unless you deal with the other grieving experiences.
And what bowl would deal with that?
Well,
Or
it's
what,
more,
I should say vibration, really.
it's more than just a bowl, and
Mm-hmm.
it's more than just bringing about the vibration. I mean, you've got to do emotional work along with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The particular bowls I would probably go with that would accompany grief would be a D, sacral bowl, second chakra,
Mm-hmm.
and usually the heart along with that.
Right.
Because the sacral, the second chakra, that's where we tend to store all of that trauma. You know,
Mm-hmm.
PTSD, it's just another form of grief.
Yeah.
You know, the restrictions, the blockages that we experience in life,
Mm-hmm.
they're really just another form of grief or unresolved grief. It's the belief system. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when we come in and have certain beliefs that are working adversely, they're based on, for instance, being abused as a child.
Mm-hmm.
We will, to protect ourselves, we will set up emotional boundaries or blockages in our lives. It's a survival technique, and it helps us to move through those early years in our lives without destroying ourselves.
Right. It's
But
just, yeah, survival, as you say.
survival, yeah.
Yeah.
But then as we become adults, it begins to turn on us
Mm-hmm.
and
Well, it
keep
locks
us,
us down into
it
something we
does,
don't need anymore.
right.
Yeah.
Just like addiction stuff,
Mm-hmm.
just like drugs. It's like it's fun for a good while, and then
Right.
all of a sudden it turns on you.
Yeah. It's not
This,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so when we set up those boundaries or those blocks, and they begin to work against us, that's trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just continue to build on them. You know, when it affects relationships, it really affects everything we
I was
do.
just going to say it's the foundation of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's all back to the belief system,
Mm-hmm.
to our programming.
So when you work with somebody, do you work with them psychologically as well as with the bowls or with holographic vibration?
I I do, but it's not every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's an added piece. I mean, it depends on how
Which part
deep.
is added?
Well, if I will go to a point with someone and with recommending that they look into certain things,
Mm-hmm.
that I might suggest they do some forgiveness work
Mm-hmm.
around certain aspects of what came up in a sound healing session. But I won't dive deep into it because it takes a lot more time
Right. Right.
than an hour-long session.
Let me ask you to go through an hour-long session.
Okay.
Without it
First,
being an hour.
yeah, first thing I'll do is I'll take about 10 minutes and we'll talk about whatever it is that is going on, what they want to work on, what they what they're looking to shift and change, whether it's physical or emotional, and even the physical. You know, every physical thing has an emotional component to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so we'll touch on all of that and we'll set our intentions for the sound healing session part. And I'll always have people will set the intentions in an affirmative manner. And what I mean by that is not that we're going to remove this or clear that and so on, but what does it look like once that is cleared and no longer an issue in your life? What does the picture look like then? So if they have something physical, let's say their leg or something, and it's something physical, and so if your leg is operating perfectly and back to normal, what can you see yourself doing? You
Oh,
know,
I
are
see.
you walking miles, and or are you skiing, or are you whatever? Are you out of that wheelchair and just dancing and doing whatever it is you love to do?
So you go for the joy of
Go for the joy
it
of the
working.
transcendence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the concluded, the end experience, what you get from the transcending of this so-called block. So that's our intention. And so just imagine that. Just imagine you being there. And then I have them go, I will typically have them lay on a massage table, if they can lay down, sitting if that's the only option, but preferably on a table. And then I'll go into just a short, helping them move into a meditative or a quiet state. And then I'll call in the guides, the masters working with both of us, reaffirm our intentions. And I also add an intention that any and all information needing to come into your consciousness to sustain this transformation is doing so right now. And what that means is that whatever you need to be aware of that's in your subconscious, that it's coming forward so you can attend to it once we complete the sound.
Okay.
And then I move into the sound work and I do the full sound healing session. I move through all their chakras, their entire system. And then as I move to completion, I'll reaffirm that our intentions that we have set have been met, that the transcendence has occurred. And again, that any and all information, and I'll speak all of this out loud to them,
Yeah.
any and all information needing to come into your consciousness to sustain this is doing so right now. And that I'll bring them back into full consciousness. And then we'll take the last 10 minutes and we'll go over what they experienced, what I experienced, whatever, if I experienced or saw anything, or the chakras spoke to me about any particular aspects, I will share that with them. And then we'll conclude the session.
All right, I have a weird question. This is healing you as well. So as you're playing those bowls, that vibration is going through you. What if you're not ready for that? Or,
If I'm not ready for that, then I won't be there doing it.
oh, okay. Because, that's a vibration that's neutral. I mean, it's a vibration that is matching, but it's not, well, this is only for Barb and not for Paul.
Well, and
You know what
see,
I mean?
I'm excited to go into it because I know I'm going to receive whatever is there for me
Healing
too.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would never, it's like, oh no,
Yeah. Well, I'm
this
just
is,
wondering, because it's very rare that a medicine is going to be administered to both of you equally, really, in a way.
well, as to whatever level is in each of our highest good.
Yeah.
And that's how it will come through. See, I'm a firm believer that God will never put in front of me anything I can't handle.
I've seen people break, so I'm not sure about that.
Well,
And I
and
don't blame them for breaking. I mean,
but
it
yet at the
was
same
bad
time,
enough. Yeah.
and what happened when they broke? What
They
happened?
never came back. When I talk about they broke, I mean they honestly broke. They never came back. I've seen people break and then
Yeah.
rebuild themselves, but I've seen people break that never came back. And honestly, I can't say that I could have made it back. You
And
know.
and the thing is that the way I see that is when I go into a session, it is whatever is in that person's highest good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if that was their highest good, if it was their time to check out, then it was their time.
Right. Right.
And that was that. It's like they've completed their whatever they're breaking, you call it breaking, but for them, it might be opening into the next level of their journey.
It might be, yeah. And it might
And
be for this lifetime,
yeah,
that,
and for
yeah.
you, it's moving through and learning to accept whatever is in their highest good is happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did a session on a woman I was in Scotland doing a training, and this family friends of my host there, asked if I'd come to a session on their grandmother who was about 85 or 88. She
Right.
was in the hospital. She had cancer all through her body, but they asked if I'd come to a session on her. I took my crystal bowls into the hospital and some crystal grids, which is another thing that I work with.
I
Just
don't know
little,
crystal grids,
well,
but go ahead.
they're
Yeah.
little crystal instruments that just further enhance the energy. It's a whole nother story. But I went in, I set everything up. I did the sound healing session on this woman. And ultimately, it's like for her healing, but at the same time, ultimately for her highest good.
Yeah.
And a few weeks later, I'd gone home later, back to the States. I got a message from the family. And the family said, our grandmother passed. And before she did, she asked if we would pass on a message to you. And the message was, thank you for helping me to just be at peace and feel complete
Oh, that was great.
in my process.
Yeah.
She didn't say in her process, but
Yeah.
to
Thank
feel
you for the
complete.
energy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And her highest good was for her to have permission to move on, to go. And she did.
Yeah.
And when I teach, working with people, teaching these processes of holographic sound, that is our ultimate intention, is whatever is in the highest good for that person, self included.
Now, I
And
want to ask, what about the other people either in that room or on that floor that also got your healing?
it's
Didn't they? Or if it's not meant for them, they won't receive it? Or how
they'll
is
receive it at whatever level is in their highest good.
Okay, that's what I meant about there aren't many medicines that you go for one person, but everybody around will also receive it.
They'll
You know?
receive whatever they're able to receive.
So their body will take in the vibration they can have.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
so let's say if you have 7 bowls out and one bowl is special for the grandmother, but a different bowl might be what I need. My body will react to that other bowl.
It will, but I never use 7 bowls.
Well, I have no
But
idea.
and
Yeah.
I will use typically 1, 2, or maybe 3 bowls at the most
Okay. Why that number?
because I'm using my voice
Oh, okay.
along
Yeah.
with I can do a session with 1 bowl. I don't need more bowls to do it. Not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the voice, I mean, when you take and you're blending the voice with a bowl, there's no there's no stopping you. You know, you can hit the beauty of the crystal bowl is it will bring down blockages faster than anything I have ever seen. And then once those blockages or those doorways are open, you can go in with the voice and hit every aspect of what needs to be touched on in that process. And there's just no limitation other than what your vocal ability can
See,
do.
most people I know with crystal bowls, they'll have many bowls, but I've never had them use their voice.
Yeah.
That is new to me.
And that is what is transcending. And most people are too afraid to use their voice. Hence, holographic sound healing teaching.
Right, right. And I would assume there are different levels of your voice, different vibrations that you are using.
There are. And the
Yeah.
more you use and expand this instrument that we each have, the more, see, spirit will only bring to you whatever your ability is to use.
Yeah.
And if you open up and learn to use your voice effectively, then that just gives spirit more room to work. It expands the potential of what you can do and what you can offer for people.
And so that's part of what you teach, not only the bowls, but also your voice. That's a
Yes.
very important part.
And primarily the bowls.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, primarily the voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was
And-
thinking that. And then when you said the bowls, I thought, oh, well.
Yeah, no, primarily the voice, and the bowls are a beautiful complement.
Right. So the
You know-
bowls kind of start, it's almost like the introduction to your voice,
They
to
are,
the
yes.
vibration of your voice.
Yeah, perfect,
Yeah.
perfect way to put
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. When when I do like a grief recovery workshop or a belief system workshop, I'll always include sound now and the crystal bowls particularly, because it allows people to go deeper, faster than anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
And then the sound also helps for people to transcend more quickly. And at the end, as you move through the teaching, at the end helps to ground in the transformations that have occurred. I mean, sound is unbelievable. I mean, it's amazing. You know, what we can do in creating vibration is off the charts.
Why is it
mean-
not used at all?
Well, first off, it was looked upon as
Whoa, whoa.
woo-woo,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. But still, there's, well, they have the tuning forks. Do the tuning forks vibration have anything anywhere near sound? Or are they completely separate?
They absolutely use sound.
Okay.
And tuning forks can be very powerful. I don't use them because
Right.
I believe the crystal bowls are more powerful.
Right.
But sometimes tuning forks are
Or pinpointed?
well, they can be sometimes. They can be more pinpointed, and sometimes you don't have access to a crystal bowl. You know, and it's a different practice, but yet it's still creating the vibration. And that's important. So I don't want to take away from those.
Yeah.
It's just not my choice.
Right. A different modality.
Different modality.
So, isn't there scientific evidence at this point to vibration? To
Absolutely.
sound vibration?
Absolutely.
And that's
And-
why I meant, why is it not used?
Well,
we
it's
have
been-
science behind
It's
it.
been growing more and more, but that's really new.
Mm-hmm.
When I first when the holographic sound work was introduced to me, it was back in the beginnings of it was back in 1999.
And this is after you were out there singing. You You
I
had
was
used
already
your
singing.
voice to
Yeah.
heal yourself in many
It's
ways.
it's like they prepared me
Yeah.
in using the voice.
Yeah. They got you
And
up
when
on
it
that stage.
yeah. And so when it came in for me was after my first journey to Egypt.
Oh, tell me about that now.
And that's when it opened up.
Yeah, what blew
I
that open?
there were a couple of synchronicities that occurred that gave me the opportunity to lead a spiritual trip to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in '99. And a good friend of mine who is no longer with us, Australian guy,
Mm-hmm.
I invited him to co-host with me, and the two of us did this first journey to Egypt in '99. We had a lot of people in our group. We had 75 people on
Oh
that
my
first
God,
trip.
that's a ton of people.
I know, I know. It
Yeah.
was, it
Do you
was
still do large groups like that or?
not like that. I
Yeah.
now limit them to about 25.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
now run from about 18 to 25.
Right, because 75 is,
It was a
yeah.
lot. It
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
handful. We had an amazing time,
I'll bet.
but it was definitely a handful. But
Okay,
after
now I
that,
have to quickly ask, and then we'll come back to this because I don't want to
sure.
lose the thread. But how do you get all of their vibration synchronized? 75 people,
Well,
can
see,
be an overwhelming
here's the beauty.
energy. Yeah.
Here's the beauty is like when I do a concert
Mm-hmm.
with a large group, the sounds that come through me, the tones,
Yeah.
this is why the toning aspect is so significant and important. The tones that come through me, they're intuitive. They're based on everyone in the audience.
Okay. So
It's like all of those
you know,
frequencies are honed into me, bringing them through intuitively.
mhm.
I'm simply an instrument for spirit.
So it focuses all of their energies, which were probably going wild, into one point.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Or
Now,
into multiple points, but all coming through the voice.
right. But they're all synchronized at that point.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Back to Egypt.
Okay.
So,
So after this first trip, I
but you were
returned.
going into Egypt at that point with this group. Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I did sound sessions in all of the temples.
How were the people from the time you met them to the time they left?
Well, and I continue to reaffirm this as someone goes, and I let them know it's like the you that's going will not be the you that returns.
Mm-hmm.
You will be a different person. You will experience activations and experiences in particular temples that are attuned for you.
Mm-hmm. For your
So
journey.
for your journey, and everyone is different.
Mm-hmm.
So they will experience, say, maybe at the Temple of Isis, some people will be activated
Mm-hmm.
and experience specific downloads for them.
Right.
Some people, it might be the Temple of Hathor.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, it might be Abydos Temple, where the flower of life is found.
Mm-hmm.
Some, it might be Abu Simbel, they're all such amazing temples. And everyone has their particular, their frequencies that they will attune to. It could be in the Great Pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
And those particular activation points, and everyone will have one.
Yeah.
And they won't go on the journey if they don't have something significant to connect with in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty is, it's not just a taking of the energies of Egypt, it's very much a give and take, because they will experience a connection with whatever particular temple they attune to, but they also bring aspects or attunements for that temple as well.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's very much so a give and take.
Yeah, it's an exchange.
It's an exchange.
Yeah, yeah. Have you heard, well, you've done many trips now, but some of the feedback that you've gotten after they've left, and has their life changed? Has there been huge changes, or are they so subtle that you can't really talk about them?
Oh, sometimes they're subtle,
Hmm.
sometimes they're magnanimous.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people come back that were just simply novices,
Hmm.
just happenstance. It's like, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm
Right, right,
here.
right. A
And
good trip to Egypt, I'm going.
right, right. Sounds
Yeah,
good. And my friend
yeah,
referred me. And
right.
so they come and they come back and they just dive into sound healing
Hmm.
or
Yeah,
dive into some other aspect of healing that was, that they're drawn to
right. That they were
and
opened up to.
that they were opened up to.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes it might be, there are different experiences that people will have. Some people may come back and start doing podcasts,
Yeah, yeah.
because
So
they
it'll
opened
open them
up.
up
It'll
in a
open
certain
them up.
area.
And
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's amazing. You have a number of people. So is there, so let's say those 75 people, did they come back for more training, or did they just come back for more experience, or how does
Uh,
that go?
both.
Yeah.
They will come back. Many will come back for more training.
Hmm.
Uh, some will come back for initial training.
Right.
Some will go on their particular paths and begin to expand whatever it is that they're looking to expand. For
Hmm.
me, I was invited to, after that first journey, I was invited a few months later to go up to Canada to do a training.
Hmm.
Actually, it was a workshop. And the woman hosting said, I was actually going up to do a belief system workshop and working with a particular group of masters that I've already mentioned, known as the Hathors.
Hmm.
And they're known as masters of sound and love. And they're fifth dimensional beings. They're very tall. They range up to about 18, 17, 18 feet tall.
Wow.
If you ever saw the one of the movies, Avatar,
Hmm.
they look similar to those beings.
Hmm.
But I was invited to do this belief system workshop, and the woman hosting me said, "Can you add a day to the workshop and do something specific with the Hathors?"
Hmm.
And I said, "Okay, fine, I will." I
Yeah.
had no idea what was I going to do. It's like a few days later, I checked in with my guides,
Hmm.
and I said, "What am I supposed to do here?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And all I had to do was ask,
Hmm.
and they started downloading all this information, and they said, "This is known as holographic sound healing."
Oh, was that your introduction then to the holographic?
That was my introduction.
Wow. So you also got quite a bit out of those 75
Oh
people
yeah.
that
I
trip.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean that was my like super awakening
Uh-huh.
was at that point. So I
It's
had
almost
been,
like you said yes to I will. I
yeah.
will.
So I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yep, I'm going.
Yep, here I go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they just started downloading all this information and continue to do so, along with
Hmm.
there are particular masters that I'm working with holographic sound.
Hmm.
And the Hathors, Archangel Michael, Lord Melchizedek,
Hmm.
Thoth,
Yeah, there's a group.
there's a
Yeah.
group.
But they were all high masters.
The Divine Mother, meaning
Hmm.
Mother Mary,
Uh-huh.
also Isis, Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin,
Wow.
Saint Germain,
Hmm.
and they all come together to do particular aspects of the holographic sound healing training.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's a collective of masters that have actually brought through this work.
And you're the instrument actually producing or doing it on a physical level.
Apparently.
Yeah. And you have concerts? Have you taped that?
I do. Let's say I have a lot of things on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And from concerts to meditations, typically when I'm home, I do a monthly meditation. And I do that at a Unity church here in Austin, Texas.
Oh, that's great.
And I've been doing that for, let's see, like 22 years.
Wow. Once a month for 22 years?
Well, at first I started every Monday. And I did that for 4 or 5 years, and it's like, oh God, I don't think
Is
I
it
can keep
Monday
doing
again?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I moved it to 2 times a month, and then after COVID, I changed it to once a month.
Right.
Now, while through COVID, I did the sound meditations. I did them frequently, but I did them online.
And how is that? The vibration can be felt through online?
It's
Through a
pretty
Zoom
amazing.
or whatever? Yeah.
Pretty amazing, but yes.
And it doesn't
And-
matter what kind of speakers they have.
Well, it's, for the physical body, for the physical hearing, it's great to have good speakers.
Right.
Either good earbuds or good headphones or really good speakers. But the vibration comes through anyway. When I mentioned the session that I did on the woman in Vancouver,
Yeah.
that was a long distance session.
Oh, so she was able to get that vibration through electronics, basically.
She was able, I did not see, that was back before Zoom.
Oh, wow.
She didn't even hear the sounds that I was creating.
Oh, so were you connected in any electronic way, or you just said
Only-
at 2 o'clock
only-
on Saturday I will be
Only over
doing
the
this?
phone. Only
you
over
did
the
over the
phone.
phone,
No,
yeah.
no. We set our intentions over the phone and then hung up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I told her to call me back in 50 minutes to an hour, thereabouts, whenever you come back aware conscious. Then call me.
Right.
And that's what happens. I mean, when I do the long distance sessions, they always call me within if they don't call me almost immediately, I'll make a cup of coffee, and when I come
Yeah.
back, they're on the phone. They're calling.
Yeah. So they'll know immediately when
They know when
yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
And because we're not working on the third dimension, we're jumping up to the fifth dimension and up
Right.
to do the session, to do the experience. Once we hang up that phone, we move.
Yeah.
And through the geometries, through the holographic sound geometries, I'm able to move with them, connecting with them, move them to a higher dimensional level to receive the holographic sound healing.
Wow. Do you
So-
do a lot of physical work, or it's pretty all over the
mean-
board?
What do you mean?
In her case, where you healed her really of the tumors.
Yeah, I do quite a bit of it. Is all over the board.
Yeah.
I do quite a bit of physical, where there are physical aspects, a lot of emotional stuff. Sometimes people would they'll connect and set up a session just for a tune-up.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll do a bi-yearly or quarterly tune-up.
And that'll bring all of their energies back together to be
Yeah,
balanced.
yeah, just like an oil change.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's amazing. And so I heard you at the Body, Mind, Spirit. You came into the room. You were actually the person before my lecture,
Yeah.
And thanks for some of those extension cords and all
You're
that I
welcome.
borrowed from you. But I actually sat through part of yours, and which was beautiful, which was
Thanks.
just it's just a concert at the core level. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest. It's like a concert at your core.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just beautiful. But I don't know what's happening. And I've been in situations, I had, and I'm going back about 25, 30 years. I had a woman call me up and said, Barbara, will you come over? And I didn't really know her that well. I'll go. I said, okay. She had just gotten a whole bunch of bowls and she had me lay in the middle of them and she played them. And I mean, it was wonderful. I loved it. I had no idea what was going on. And she said to me at the end, it was very important to me that you be one of my first. And I said, well, thank you. And I went home.
Yeah.
And I assumed something happened there. But, other than I was fascinated by it, it was beautiful, and I felt wonderful. I had no idea what went on. And unfortunately, often I'm in the presence of bowls that way.
Yeah.
Something's happened, but I don't know what. I don't know what. But yeah, but it's always very calming, very peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've never had a therapeutic session using them, actually, which is interesting. But I have to tell you, the concert, and I call it a concert, that I heard you do at Body, Mind, Spirit was fabulous, beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
very beautiful and very calming to me. My lecture didn't go that great, but hey. What I had planned and what ended up, two totally different things.
Yeah, well, isn't
But,
that,
oh, well.
isn't that the case?
Yeah. But it was good. It was good.
Good.
So you still are doing one-on-one with people quite a bit, or are you just now into teaching?
I'm mainly focused on teaching.
You are, yeah.
I still do one-on-ones when requested.
Mm-hmm.
I don't advertise them.
But we are
because,
right now.
well, true.
Yeah.
But my goal is teaching, because what I want is here's my philosophy is to teach as many people as I can to do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that way we can ripple out the energy and
Right.
and we'll touch more people. So far, I've been able to teach this work in 15 countries.
Wow. That's great. Yeah.
And I there's a lot more out there, so I want to keep going. And
Yeah. And you have a set of bowls that you like, stock bowls, not commission bowls, that you will sell to your students.
oh yeah,
Do they
definitely.
usually
Yeah.
buy sets at a time, or do they buy one at a time?
Usually, sometimes one. It depends on what their ability is. And when I say ability, usually it's their financial parameters.
Oh, okay.
What they can manage at a time. If a lot of times it might be just one bowl, but then sometimes it can be a couple, two or three. It's just whatever they can do, whatever they feel guided to do.
Can you blow their circuits? In other words, vibrations are too high for them, or the body or the spirit immediately blocks what they're not ready for.
If what they're not ready for, they won't get.
That's what I mean. Their
Yeah,
spirit
they'll
will just,
they'll get it
yeah.
on whatever level that they can manage it on.
Right. So you can't blow their circuits.
No,
Yeah, good.
no.
How are you doing anything with scientific research? Has anybody
Not
talked to you?
not so much. Here's my thing. I mostly work with the intuitive. And there's much scientific work being done now. And so I leave that to them.
Okay, it's not your thing. You don't want
It's
to do
not
that.
really my thing.
Yeah.
And because it's like I'm grateful for what they're doing because it just, see, I believe we enhance one another.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to go and focus on what they're doing because they're doing it already.
Right.
So let them do that and I'll do what I do, and then we can come together and complement each other.
I would think, honestly, that you would have vibrational mixtures or vibrational things that they haven't thought about or they haven't recreated or they
Most
haven't looked
likely.
at. Yeah. That's where I thought, are you doing anything on that level to bring them a vibration that they have not really approached?
Here's one thing about science is that what I've noticed is let's say you're working on a person's liver, and they will try and nail down a specific tone,
Right.
a specific frequency for that liver. And then they'll take it across the board for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my experience is that does not work.
Oh, okay. So one size does not fit all.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
it can be close, but we're all different. And
Yeah.
the thing about us humans, is that we're different from one day to the next. You
Right.
know, if I come in and do a session on someone and particular tones come through based on whatever our intention is, and a day or two later come back to reinforce that session, the tones that come through are different from what they were the first time. Why? Because the person is not in the same place they were the first time. They have made a shift. They have made a change based on those earlier frequencies.
There's
So
already
now,
been a healing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so now we're going to take them to the next level. And that will require additional, whatever higher or various frequencies that weren't part of the first time.
Right.
And I don't think science takes that into accord.
Well, actually, if you're working on the liver, they want to take the liver out and then just work on the liver like it's not attached to anything else.
Right, right.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. But still, they are starting, which I'm thrilled about,
Me
to
too.
see the vibration, the result of vibration, which is, and the use of vibration, which is great.
And see, the funny thing is science has been using ultrasound for I don't know how many years.
A long time now. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's using sound,
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
and they haven't recognized, or they didn't for a long time recognize that they were actually using sound to create or to measure certain things within the
Right.
body.
Yeah. All right. We could go on forever, but
Can I say one last thing?
sure. Yes, definitely.
I have just finished a beautiful book that's about to come out, and it's The Healing Power of Holographic Sound.
Oh my God. I want this.
Unleash,
Will you send me a copy of
it's,
this?
I
And
will,
then I'm going to bring you back and we're going to go through your book.
subtitled Unleash the Power of the Universe Within.
Great.
And I go through a lot of aspects of holographic sound and how it's empowered, and a lot about frequency as well. Because there are so many questions that people have about frequency. You know, is this frequency good? Is that frequency good? They have the 440s and the 432s and the 444s, and one's good, one's bad, and blah, blah, blah,
Wow.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so I go into a lot of that in the book,
Okay,
because the truth is again, frequency is frequency, and the focus of the frequency is where the power comes from. There is the frequency, and then there's the focus of the frequency. And
What does
it's,
that mean, the focus of the frequency? Because I
well,
kind of thought with the intent, you're focusing.
that's what I'm referring to,
Oh, okay,
is the
good.
intent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't know if, like a laser point or something.
Yeah. No, no, no. No,
Yeah.
the intent.
Okay, good, good,
The
good.
the frequency or the tone created and then the intent behind that.
When's your book coming out? And at that point, um, where can, well, where can they get the book? At that point, do you know? Or,
It'll be on the Amazon
oh,
because ideally my hope is for it to be a bestseller.
yeah, no,
And the
it's
way it
good.
becomes a bestseller is,
Yeah,
everybody buys it.
right. And to
So,
get people out there knowing about it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and buying it in a specific time period. So
right.
that's,
Can they pre-order? If we hit, well, we should hit after you publish, but in
or
case
right
they can
at publish,
pre-order. Yeah.
right at publishing. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Good. So, but where can anybody get hold of you? You want to give your website?
I can be reached at holographicsound.com.
Okay.
Holographic, HOLOGRAPHICSOUND.com. And the training that I specifically profess is holographic sound healing.
And how long did they last?
The training, the initial training, which will allow you to be certified as a holographic sound healing practitioner, is level 1 and level 2. Level 1 is 2 days. Level 2 is 2 days. I do them simultaneously. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes.
one
One
after the
after the
other.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it'll be 4 days. And if you can't do all 4 days, you can do 2 days and then pick up the second 2 days later. Once completed with the 4 days, you are then certified as a holographic sound healing practitioner.
And
I do level 1 periodically on Zoom.
I was just going to ask you that.
I can't
Yeah.
do level 2 on Zoom. We
Okay.
just go in too much depth to do it.
Right.
But level 1 is available on Zoom.
And they can sign up through your website?
Absolutely.
Do they have to have their own bowls to take your
No,
training? Okay.
no, bowls are not required for the training. And
Okay.
when the time comes to use one, if they don't have one, I'm happy to loan them one.
Okay. That's good. And do you have one bowl that covers everything?
No, not really, but
Yeah.
I do design bowls that can cover quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good. So thanks so much for being on, Paul. I really have enjoyed it.
Thank you. Me too. It's been great.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks.
You have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Everybody.
You're right. Blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye.